audience. Y'all, the boy is here. You already know. You already know. Podcast. Everything down, man. That's all. Sold out entertainment. Check it out, man. Check out the music. Making hot stuff, man. All praise to the time. I'm a joker, but on the beat I am insane. I'm diabolical. Conversations with my brother Morah. Let me bring him up. There you go. My brother Morah Yaqob and my sister Latoria. See, I don't know. I want to mess her name up. I swear I don't, y'all. Give me a try. Latoria. Yeah, Latoria. Okay. I'm gonna have to give you a nickname because see, I be messing people's names, right? I don't want to feel like I'm disrespecting you, right? Because I know how I feel when people be messing my name up, right? But without further ado, y'all, what's up?
You're muted.
I don't even know how to work my own equipment, y'all. My bad. But this week, y'all already know what this is, man. It's your boy Abia. We spitting our truth, and today we go have a good talk about this indigenous concept. And it ain't a concept; it's a reality. It's a reality that most people, especially brews in United States and in America, need to grasp, like, for real, because it's deep. The deception is deep, y'all. Like, and I got a brother and a sister here. They about to dig us. They about to take us down the rabbit hole. So without further ado, I'm gonna let them go ahead and introduce themselves, and I'm gonna just shut the hell up because I'm still learning, y'all. They know a little bit more about this than me, so I'm about to learn just like with y'all. So all praise to the Most High. Let's get it.
My name is Morah Yaqob. I'm from out of Georgia, and I'm indigenous to this area. Me and my people, we are actually Yuchi Indians, what they call Gullah or Wahali. That's who we are, 100% full blood. And Sister Latoria.
Yeah, y'all can call me Tori, but it's my name pronounced like Latoria G. My mama got excited at the hospital and decided to put an R in my name. She named me after Latoya Jackson, Michael Jackson's sister. But she put an R in there, so it's Latoria. But you could just say Tori for short. But I'm from North Carolina, like the southeast North Carolina. And I'm like indigenous here too, like all my people and stuff in here. My mom and my daddy's side.
That's the thing, man. We can trace, like I said before, we can trace our ancestors back to this land for over 300-400 years before slavery. Way before they said they brought slaves over here, so called. Like, you know what I'm saying? We got documentation saying that our people were here, that they own land. Like, if they were slaves, then how did they own land? How did they know how when they were captives? How did they know how to navigate the terrain and the land over here if they wasn't from here? Like, those questions I got that I need answering. Like, but I think y'all got the answers, so I'm gonna just be quiet and let y'all do y'all thing. Like, so no. First and foremost, I'm about to ask a question. Do y'all feel like the transatlantic slave trade was a myth, or what are y'all thoughts on that?
Well, can I just say, like, so It was definitely a myth,
Go
like, right? Because I be doing my genealogy, and I be doing genealogy of other like so-called Black Americans around me, right? Because I'm from Bladen County in Southeast North Carolina, and it's like an agriculture county, and we don't have like a lot of we don't have any sky rises or anything like that, any skyscrapers, anything like that. It's like a family oriented county, and all the counties around me, everybody know
Yeah.
everybody. You can't be here and not know anybody, right? So we all connected. And honestly, I don't even really see too many slaves. Like I looked up the slave records and all that for my county. I don't really see that. I just seen what was on the land.
Right. You know, Albert Perry came from there. He was born in Carolina, and that man has the oldest gene, the oldest DNA. He has a double O or something like that, the oldest haplotype. They like he predates the earliest chromatic man or whatever they were saying. Like, and he's an American Black. Like he wasn't from Africa, but they of course they gonna put African American on there, but they know who we all know who they talking about. You know, I'm like, what? So if he was there and his ancestors had to be there, and his ancestors had carried this same haplotype, is North Carolina, is the Carolinas the epicenter of creation? Like, is that where Adam and Eve was at? They say that is the Adam gene, right? The Adam haplotype. Albert Perry is. But, you know, I don't know. I'm just learning, just like everybody else. But it gets kind of deep, though. It gets kind of deep. So, what you think, Morah? What you think about the transatlantic slave trade?
Well, this is my catch is that if they teach us and tell us and showed us and explained to us about the transatlantic slave trade, why they haven't teach us, showed us, explained to us, and taught us about the trans-Pacific slave trade?
Mm.
What makes the
What's that?
transatlantic slave trade more greater than the trans-Pacific slave trade?
Mm. I never knew about that. What's that? What did that consist of? And like, who was the slavers and who was the slavees? For the better lack of words.
The trans-Pacific slave trade was people that came from out of Asia to the Americas.
Mm.
And those were Black folks that was brought here.
Damn.
That was the trans-Pacific slave trade. And if you look up some of the people that came in off the trans-Pacific slave trade, they look just like you, me, and you.
Right.
But nobody talks about the trans-Pacific slave trade. They only tell you about the transatlantic slave trade. And now you have to look at the Atlantic. Who was the people that was coming in off the Atlantic Ocean? Trans-Pacific slave trade. Nobody talks about that.
Right. I'm looking at it right now. I ain't gonna lie. Like, it ain't that I don't believe. I just want to, I want to know, because I never heard of that. Like, never heard of that. And that's crazy. They don't tell us about that. We only know about the transatlantic, and all we always, in school, we was taught that was our beginning. That was our beginning on anything as far as that. Like, you know what I'm saying? They didn't teach us past,
Right.
That, or about 70 AD, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, they ain't tell us about 950 AD. BC. They didn't tell us about none of that. When David was alive, Solomon, they ain't teach because it was more of a, they use that those stories for religion purposes, I guess. You know what I'm saying?
Right. But the trans-Pacific slave trade were it was like a lot of Asians that were brought here, but they were Negroid like. They were not the pale skinned Asians, those were Negroid Asians that came off the Trans Pacific slave trade.
Oh, so I'm looking at the pictures, the transatlantic slave trade, the trans-Pacific slave trade, and they showing pictures of like the so-called, like, I guess, depictions of the people that were on this. And you right, bro. They dark skinned. They heavily, they copper toned, actually, like, and then that is.
Yeah. Hey, can I kind of add in something with that too?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Now,
Say some
some of them Asians from the Pacific slave trade. Now, some of them were like, because that's how you get today, like the Mexicans and stuff like that. So now I keep that in mind as well. That's why that's why Mexicans have Asian phenotypes. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of Latinos, stuff, they have Asian phenotypes. And some of the people they call native today, like the Siberians, a lot of them came to the Pacific slave trade. So just kind of keep that in mind too.
Oh, so you just hit it on the head. I'm looking at it. It says the trans-Pacific. Man, y'all don't miss, man. I swear. It says hold on, stop. Get out of the way so I can read it. It says the trans-Pacific slave trade also included the enslavement of Asian individuals, particularly those of the Philippines who were transported to Mexico and other parts of Latin America. Many of these individuals faced harsh conditions and were often categorized collectively as Chino, as Chino Asians, I guess, or obscuring the specific ethnic identities. That is crazy. Wow.
So
those people today will say they indigenous.
Right. So, do you think that these people could claim? Did you say that they can't claim an indigenous situation, or they could?
No, they would tell you. These are the people that would tell you that they natives, that they indigenous to America, because that's what they were being. If you look it up, they were being classified as indigenous or native, being called natives when they got here.
Mm-hmm. That is deep. Wow. So when you, damn, man. So when you these people didn't even walk over the Bering Strait. They got brought over here as slaves.
Yeah.
They didn't come over as traders and merchants and stuff like that. They came over here as slaves. But we was already here though, so they came to our land. So damn.
Hey, type in.
Oh man.
Hey, but also type in to go with the Trans-Pacific slave trade. Type in this on your Google. Chinos became American Indians. Type just that, and it's a book should come up. See what the sister claimed. You about to see how one of the ways they took your identity as American Indian or the American indigenous status. Chinos became American Indians.
History of Chino, California, from Chino to Indian. What? Why are Chinos called? This is just in the. I didn't even click in nothing. I just typed in what you said, and I had to drop down and tell you. Chinos became American Indians. The history of Chinos in California, from Chino to Indian. That sounds like a book that we might have to go reference and read one day. the Chinese and Native Americans. That is, hold on. So let's go with this. Chinos became Americans. Upon arrival in America, they were grouped together and categorized as Chinos. In time, Chinos came to be treated under the law as Indians, the term for all native people of Spain's colonies, and became indigenous vessels of the Spanish crown in 1672.
That's the 1600s. And notice they were telling you when the transatlantic slave trade started. The 1600s.
Yeah, 1600s.
So they talking. So the transatlantic slave trade was really them, not you, not me, not the sister.
Damn.
And you just saw what the sister I gave you earlier, that they tries to become indigenous, but they're really not. We're showing you through records they gave them they tried to and they were successful at it. They gave them your status.
Damn. Like I shared my screen. Look at these is Chinos. Look, it says Indian population surpasses China this week. They look like them Indians. They look like they from India, up north, Siberian. You know what I'm saying? That is disgusting. These people are crazy. Hold on, man. Let me pull this up. Let me get this together, man. Because these people are crazy, man. Like I can't. I'm disgusted. I really am, y'all. Like this don't make no sense, man. Like, hold on. Let me see images. That's the Pacific slave trade. So the transatlantic slave trade was the Pacific Atlantic slave trade. That's some destiny swap shit, ain't it?
Yes.
Like, they destiny swapped us. That is ugly, man. Hold on, y'all. Cause see, so what you got anything to say about this? I would love to hear what you got to say. I really do.
They got a book too. Like they know their history. I think it's called Asian. What is it? Asian slaves in colonial Mexico.
Yeah, that's it.
If you look that up, something like that, and they know their history. Like they know that a lot of Mexicans and people of that nature, some of the non-Afro Latinos, they take pride in their Asian roots. They know who they are. They know exactly who they are, and they mix in another way too. I think at one time Spain, because they're also Spaniard. I think Spain has some type of connection with the Philippines, with Asia at one time. But and also you keep this in mind too when it comes to Hollywood. How like if you look up the Indian and stuff, they give you their image, right? Because they started. That's what Yaqob was just talking about. The image, how they took your identity. They started using Hollywood, showing you these people, telling you these are the Indians. Now, when you think of the Indians, you think of these people. Somebody Asian with the Asian phenotype comes to mind. So now when you show somebody that's Afro, then people want to go the science route. Okay, I don't really, but they want to go the science route. The skulls and stuff that they've been finding, that they've been digging up, are Negroid skulls, even thousands of millions of years old in America.
Right. Yeah, those is Negroid skulls. Man, So this is the book they was talking about, y'all. Asian slaves in colonial Mexico. If y'all want to go check it out, I advise y'all to. It's right here. Asian slaves in colonial Mexico. Asian slaves, particularly those categorized as Chinos, played a significant role in colonial Mexico, arriving primarily through the millennia Galeen, hey, don't, hey, y'all just read it yourself, man, for real. Let me make it bigger because, see, oh, it ain't even on the screen. My bad, y'all. Like, here it go, right here. What's going on? Is my,
That's it.
yeah, is everybody on the stage? Because I, remove.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
see
I'm
me,
here.
though.
I'm here, and
Hey,
that's the book too.
Mm-hmm.
And then you wonder why, like y'all been seeing in the news, like how. Well, I don't know if he just didn't click out. But if you've noticed, like in the news, they've been having situations where ICE been deporting. They've been getting the people that's supposed to be the Native Americans, right? So they've been
yeah,
getting them and confusing them with Latinos. This is because they're the same people. They had the same phenotype.
yeah. I've been seeing that, too. Yep. They've been snatching them up since like last year or like I think it was like 2024. They were snatching them up, getting them out of here. You see a lot now. You're starting to see increasingly a lot of AI videos about them talking about some, hey, America, if y'all are Americans, y'all love indigenous people. Why? But this is my thing. Why people need to ask the question, why are they making AI videos of themselves if they here?
That's
I
a good
I
question.
would love to know that, huh?
I say that's a good question.
Yeah, you don't see our people making AI videos of them. You know what I'm saying? We here. Like they making AI videos. I seen one AI video, the damn Indian chick had a fat eye. She had a big black eye. I said, yeah, see, that's that alcoholism. The man over there beating their ass, getting drunk. Sorry, because they getting kicked out and they taking it out on their wives. Their wife ain't got nothing to do with it. You know, the jig is up. Y'all try hard to disenfranchise us, but our father ain't gonna let it happen no more. I'm starting to see that. He's starting to wake everybody up and let everybody know, like, yeah, y'all home. I just had to move y'all around. We probably always in one spot. We probably was all in America, in North America, at one time, at one point in time. And then when he was like, "Hey, y'all gotta get cursed. I'm gonna curse y'all, whatever." He scattered us from Canada, the Northwest Territories, South America. You know what I'm saying? It's everywhere, but I think that like North America was like home base. Like I may be wrong though. I may be wrong. What y'all think?
Well,
Yeah, like
go ahead.
no, you got
I just want to say this right here. Let me pull a scripture real quick.
Definitely.
I'm gonna start out with Jeremiah 19:4.
Okay.
It says because they have forsaken me and have estranged this place and have burned incense in it unto other gods, whom
Mm,
neither they nor their fathers have known, nor the kings of Judah, and have filled this place with the blood of innocents. Now, What place they talking about that Israel made estranged?
I would say our home. It would be talking about our home,
Exactly. Right? Exactly. So, do you know what estranged means?
Like to be away from, to be, separated from, or something like that.
Yeah, no longer close or affectionate to.
Okay.
So we are no longer close or have an affection for our own homeland, our own culture. Us as being a nation or a people, we don't have that affection no more. We became estranged to each other. Because think about it. I want you to think about this. How is it that a people can come here, like me and the sister had just showed, a group of people can come here as slaves and hop over you, but you say nothing about it. But we helped them hop over us.
Yeah. That is that's deep because man, when you tell people like, man, I've been telling brothers like, man, yeah, this where we from. Man, no, we ain't, man. We ain't. The Most High gonna take us home. I said, well, we already here. Like, where we go? If they
remember what Deuteronomy said. Remember what Moses said. You're going to be the tail, and they're going to be the what? Head.
Yep.
So when we go to hotels, do not foreigners own them. When we go to gas stations, do not foreigners own them. When we go to jobs, do not foreigners own them.
Yeah.
Even the recipes of our people, do not foreigners own it.
Yep. Yep.
Because we are estranged. We made ourselves estranged to our own selves.
Man, that's deep. That's deep. We disassociated from our land, in the land that fed us, that loved us, that took care of us, that was made for us. We say, nah, this ain't our land. Because the white man told us we was from Israel, the state of Israel. The white man told us we was from Africa. That's nasty
but notice,
work, man.
Yes, that is nasty work. Notice this. They telling you what your culture is.
Right.
They telling you, like you say, they say we come from Africa. Or that's the land, that's the promised land over there. They telling you that. But the moment you say, nah, this is our land here, notice people argue with you about that.
Yeah. All the time.
But ain't nobody arguing about Africa, and ain't nobody arguing about that land over there called Israel.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So let me see if I bring it up because like just to kind of off of what he's saying about the promised land in Africa, right? So I did like a little, I be doing research comparing America, Africa to the Bible, like the promised land. So Ezekiel 20:6 tells you. He's talking about in Ezekiel 20, right? He's talking about the Creator. The Creator's talking about how he chose Israel and lifted up his hand, like he started verse 5. It says, and I said unto them, thus said the Lord God, in that day when I chose Israel and lifted up my hand into the seed of the house of Jacob and made myself known unto them in the land of Egypt, when I lifted up my hand unto them, saying, I'm the Lord your God. Verse 6, in that day I lifted up my hand unto them to bring them forth of the land of Egypt into a land that I had espied for them, flowing with milk and honey, which is the glory of our land. Now keep that in mind. The Creator's telling you he espied the promised land for Israel, and it's the glory of our land. So out of all the land masses on earth, this is the glory of our lands. He had his eyes, he chose it just for Israel, right? And you put that
Yeah.
with Deuteronomy 11 and 12, right? It
Right.
says, so in a land, because he's talking about the promised land again. I'm not gonna, so if y'all going with your Bibles, Deuteronomy 11 and 12. A land which the Lord thy God cared for. The eyes of the Lord thy God are always upon it, from the beginning of the year even until the end of the year. The Creator's telling you his eyes are always upon this promised land. He is spotted just for Israel. It's the glory of our lands, and he's always keeping an eye on this land. Forever. He's forever keeping an eye on this land, right? Ezekiel 5 and 5 tell you Jerusalem is in the midst of nations, just like in the center of the nations, right? Now, keep all that in mind, right? And when you have Genesis like 13 and 10, right? Genesis 13 and 10. So this is talking about Lot, Abraham and Lot, right? This is when they were trying to choose which way they were going to go, right? And they were separating. In verse 10, and Lot lifted up his eyes and beheld all the plain of Jordan, that it was well watered everywhere before the Lord destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah, even as the garden of the Lord, like the land of Egypt, even as thou comest unto Zoar. So keep all that in mind. So the plain of Jordan, right, was well watered everywhere, right? And it was like the Garden of Eden, which I always compare the Garden of Eden to the Promised Land. I think it's the same land, but that's another subject, right? But and it's telling you it's just like Egypt as well, right? So you got Egypt, you got the plain of Jordan, and the Promised Land. Those places are described as being well watered, right? Well watered everywhere, right? Then you also have in 2 Kings 18:32, right? Because we're gonna add a Syrian in there. 2 Kings 18 and 32. This is when Assyria was threatening, to take Israel off, right? Off their land. It was threatening Hezekiah. So that's 2 Kings 18:32. This is the king of Assyria threatening Hezekiah, threatening Israel, right? So if you read verse 1, it says, hearken not to Hezekiah, for thus said the king of Syria, make an agreement with me by a present, and come out to me, and then eat ye every man in his own vine, and every one of his own fig tree, and drink ye every one of the waters of his cistern, right? Verse 32, until I come to take you away to a land like your own land, a land of corn and wine, a land of bread and vineyards, a land of olive oil and of honey, that you may live and not die. And hearken not unto Hezekiah when he persuaded you, saying, the Lord will deliver us. So now you got Assyria. So Assyria, Egypt, the promised land, which is the plain of Jordan, all that, Egypt, all of those places are considered to be well watered, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you look up Jordan, right? Because I actually done this, right? So if you look up Jordan in water, let me see if I can even find where I looked at picture where I looked it up. If you look up Jordan in water, over there in the Middle East, in North Africa, and these places are like the most water scarce places on earth. Like right here, Jordan, if you look it up, Jordan is one of the world's most water scarce countries. But the Bible is telling you it's supposed to be well watered everywhere.
Mm.
But they have an issue, you know what I'm saying? They have water shortages over there. Like if you actually compare the Bible, like the animals, which I've done, I can show you the animals in the land to Africa and North Africa and the Middle East. It's no comparison. Like America fits way more of the promised land. Like when you were talking about not getting too far ahead, but when you said something about I think Albert Perry, North Carolina. So keep this in mind that gopher wood, because Jacob actually put me onto this. Gopher wood is actually indigenous to Georgia and Florida, but that's the wood that was Noah had made the ark out of.
Yeah.
And you can actually look that up.
So
Keep that.
man. So I'm looking at slavevoyages.com, right? I'm sitting listening to you guys. I'm listening to you because I got a tab of some other stuff that you was talking about that I want to look at too. I'm just like, y'all should see my laptop. I'm tabbed up over here, but I'm looking at slave voyages and slavevoyages.com. Y'all check it out, man. This is what they're saying, so you can't dispute it. This is what they saying, and this is one thing I gotta say about America. We keep records. We keep records of everything, good, the bad, the ugly. Like, we keep records. Like, and I'm looking at, so it has to where you can look at where the year in between the range of the years the slaves were brought, the different ports and everything, the port where it started, where they started, the port where they ended and stuff. So I did Africa, and I did all the ports that they said, slaves came out of in Africa. It's like 14 of them. And then I did the end. The end was America. They said that it was only 109 of them that embarked on the boat from 1546 to 1896. 109, and 106 of them disembarked in America. And all the ports of America, like America's the North and Main. I did the mainland North. So it was only 106 Africans, like real Africans. And at that time, they wasn't even, 18, it depends on what time they came. They probably wasn't even called Africans. You know what I'm saying? They was probably called something else, like Nigerians or Gambians or Ghanaians. They wasn't called Africans then, because Africa wasn't even called Africa back then. But it was only 106. These is reports that they coming up with. It's a .org too. But we gotta understand, most of this stuff is coming from the Mormons and all that stuff like that. But honestly, man, like, if you look at this, like, and look at these other stuff that the sister and the brothers is bringing out, man, it's pointing to over here. Everything is just pointing to over here, and yeah, I what you got to say, Morah, man? I know you itching to say something, man.
If you look at what you just brought out, it never told you the race of those people.
Yeah.
So we don't know if we're talking about Negroid or Caucasians.
Right.
But the thing is about that, you could see people that's melanated and Caucasians coming from out of Europe. But you don't see the Negroid from America being shipped to America. Those are people that's coming from out of Europe.
Right, man. That is, I don't even know what to say, man. For real, y'all. Like, I'm flabbergasted, for real. Because it's deeper than what I thought. Like, and I'm just.
And that's why the sister was giving you the location. That's why the sister was giving you the locations, because remember, pilgrims travel to the promised land.
Right.
For their pilgrimage. And remember, Muslims go to Saudi Arabia, right? Their pilgrimage to Saudi Arabia. But the pilgrims from Europe came here.
Right, yeah, they came here, right.
That's because the promised land is over here.
Everybody run over here, though, too. Yeah. Everybody run over here.
That's because the promised land is here.
not only that though, but like we had our own like slave trades. We had our own like they were shipping Negroes from North, South, and Central America. Right? You can look that up and see where they were doing that. I mean, they even got a story of a woman that was shipped. Her family was shipped from Virginia to Antigua, and they did some kind of testing, but they found out she ended up. They always thought they was from Antigua. Come to find out, they was really from Virginia the whole time.
Damn.
So, but when they was taking those people and shipping them back and forth, you think they was calling them people, or them people knew where they were going, or whatever? By the time they got the boat, they was probably labeling them Africa or just Negroes, because that's what they were calling the people in Brazil. If you look it up, it's a court case in Brazil, like in the 1700s, where they went to court because they were calling the indigenous people Negroes.
Right. See, look, this
It's a well documented court case.
yeah. Right. You said what's that court date? I'm about to look at that too. What you saying?
Yeah, I got the document. So it's like a court case that happened in the 1700s, where it was like in Brazil. They were calling them Negroes, the slave Negroes. Before that was a term they would use to describe the slaves at first, until the word Negro became more synonymous with slave and whatnot. But that's what they were calling the indigenous people.
Right.
So when they would take these people from North, South, Central America and be shipping them different places, right? Especially the ones that were like fighting back and rebellious, right? When they would take them and ship them somewhere else, they were probably, what were they labeling these people when they shipped them there? Were they saying these are Indians, or what were they saying?
Yeah, I wonder what was they saying? What was they calling them?
Yeah, because like the Natchez Indians, I think in like Mississippi, they got shipped to Haiti. And they probably called Africans right now.
Yeah, they probably are called Africans now, yeah. Because and I heard a lot about Haiti, and like a lot of people they try to say I think Haiti, like Dominicans and Haitians are the same people. They not they on the same island, they the same people. You know, I would say, you know, they don't think that they are though. You know what I'm saying? I always wonder why they don't think they the same people, but you know what I'm saying? Maybe it's not for me to understand. You know what I'm saying? Like, so we look at certain aspects in the Bible, like, and the descriptions like that because the brother Yaqob, he was telling us the last time that the Bible speaks about America and what was going on and what's going on, and you know, like just the demographic of America. Like, so what's some of the scriptures that we can, you know, use and bring to light with that, like as far as showing the people how it was, like, you know, talking about America. I know y'all been bringing up out already, but I like, is it any more that we could, you know, possibly, man, what? There we go. Is it any more that we could possibly, you know, use to show our brothers and sisters? Because they, you know, a lot of our brothers and sisters, they got to see it in the scriptures to believe it. You know what I'm saying? And I always wondered why. Like when history, the scriptures is nothing but a history book to, you know, to tell you. We follow and study Torah, but you know the history is littered through the Bible. Like, you know what I'm saying? But a lot of people live by it, like, you know, as far as like book, and I guess that's because of Christianity. You know what I'm saying? Do you have any other scriptures that y'all could pull out to show the people, you know?
Continue 62 miles. Yeah. Do you mean like? I mean, I can show you some pictures. Like, we can show you some like with the landmass, the trees, the animals, and if you read about also, just keep this in mind too. Tyreek and Zidon, the Canaanites are more important than people give them credit for. I mean, they way more important. Like the Canaanites were over the world trade at one time. And they were already trading with Europe and all these places. So when people thinking that when the Europeans came over here, this was their first time coming over here, no, it's been a world trade. Nothing's new under the sun. The world's been trading. Like that lie they tell that Christopher Columbus was the first guy that learned how to cross the oceans and he first guy that discovered America. That's foolishness. Even if you go to Isaiah 23, I think that's the one, right? Let me pull it up. Isaiah 23 and kind of study this. Me and Yaqob, we did like a live on this before. And like it was deep. But Tyree, if you read Isaiah 23, it's telling you a little bit about Tyree in the chapters before and after that too. It's telling you about how Tyree, they were on the coast, right, of the promised land, right? The Canaanites, they were trading with Tarshish. Even when you start at verse 1, Isaiah 23 and 1, the burden of Tyree, how these ships of Tarshish, for it is laid waste so that there is no house, no entering in from the land of Chino. It is rebuilt to them. These are European places. This is Japheth. Even if you go down, like, and you keep a second. So if you continue to read down, because like I'm driving, but if you continue to read down throughout that chapter, it's telling you about Tyree and how they were basically over the slave trade, and they were taking all types of. The Canaanites was taking all types of goodies from everywhere on the land, and they were basically trading with Europe, with Japheth. And the creator even tells Japheth to come over, like, for the strength of them is gone. It's like trying to find the scripture.
So if you driving, don't be careful. We don't need no, we don't need the scripture that bad. But no, I was looking at I be wanting to make posts sometimes, man, and then I like it. Maybe it just be the ruach, like, nah, don't do it. Like, but it's this one post I was gonna make, and it was talking about the 7 nations that the Most High didn't want us to intermingle with. And when you look at, I think it was First Chronicles chapter 24, where it talks about Ham, and then in Deuteronomy 7, when it tells you these people that you're not supposed to mess with, like, they mirror Ham's descendants, like, and I'm like, people will sit here and be like, man, we from Africa, we this, we that. Even some brews will say that, man, and it's like, or they be like, man, they are brothers. We gotta stop the diaspora war, and I don't think it's the diaspora war, because us in America, we ain't warring with each other. Like, we know who we are. We know we got a clear agenda now, And for once, I feel like our people are like getting on code. Y'all may see differently, but I be on the TikTok streets and all that good stuff like that, and just like in the real streets, and I see our people like really getting on code and like delineating, like, nah, man, y'all ain't us. Y'all need to, it's cool. We ain't got no.
Can't hear you.
Oh, damn, my bad. I'm sitting here talking and talking and talking and talking, but yeah, I just the all I can say is that the delineation is needed. It's going to be a grand. It's going to be on a grand scale, because they already, and see, the thing about it is that they hate the fact that black folks is waking up to who we really is. And even if you call yourself Israel or whatever you say, Solon or whatever, you know what I'm saying? We all the same people, and we all know that this is our land. We the only people that have land patents. to America, land patents, from ancestors long ago. Like, and if any white person got one, they either stole it or stole the land, or it just ain't them, or they probably was like willed into it or something like that. But they didn't own the land like we did and work the land like we did. So, but I just hate the fact that now that everybody is trying to tether on to us and tether on to our plight and tether on to our, not just our plight, but our accomplishments. They even saying Michael Jackson is African, man, and everybody just African. Like, you see the Caribbean starting to say we ain't African either, and I'm like, delineate. But see, I don't have a problem with Africa or Africans. I don't. I just know that we're not them. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's nothing wrong with that. But they make it seem like it's just like we hating, we causing division with the division with everything, just negative. And it's like, why we can't just be ourselves? Why we can't be us? Why is it that we gotta be? Go ahead.
Because they took everything from you. The Webster Dictionary of 1828, and type in the word American, it'll tell you they stole your identity. They stole your identity. So their job is never to allow you to be who you are. It's never to allow to be who you are. It's always to keep you in the back. Remember what the sister just said. The Canaanites was over the slave trade.
Yeah.
And remember what the Creator said, because we didn't destroy them, they're going to be a thorn in our side forever. So what is one of the thorns?
Yeah.
The one of the thorns is telling you come from Africa.
Yeah. Trying to erasure and destiny swappers. Like, and why, like, I understand why now, like I've been understood, but it's like it's more prevalent. Like, these scriptures, man, if y'all don't think that them curses in Deuteronomy 28 is real and they hitting hard, man, just look at our people. Look at us. Like the brother said earlier, man, we hate our land. Let's just be real. We hate our land. And it's not because the land, it's because of the government. The government that's the white supremacy. And we have to understand that white supremacy is only as strong as it is in our mind. You know what I'm saying? It ain't even that strong. It's really trash. It's a really, because I'm just gonna be real, and I'm not like, I guess you can call me a bigot, whatever, but they not that smart. Like, they really not. Like, they not. Everything that they have created, it was off the backs of a foundational Black American, the Israelite. It was off our backs, off of our ideas, what we wanted, just like they said, the cell phone. But the brother created the stuff that goes inside the phone. The sister created the touch screen, and then she made it to where you can make Apple payments and all that good stuff like that. You know, we have so many things and contributions to this world that's why they hate us. That's why they hate us, because they not us, and ain't nobody contributed to the world like us as much as we have. And we've been over here living with these crackers for the longest, putting our foot to their ass for the longest. It done got to the point where they trying to find new ways to be racist. New ways to hold us back. Now, and the newest way was bringing in that buffer class. That didn't work. It backfired on every time they try something. The Most High make it backfire on them until it's gonna be the final straw, and he just go be like, man, I'm gonna just wipe these mugs out, bro. You know, our ancestors fought on this land, for this land, in every war. It wasn't a war over here that we didn't fight in. Name one. You can't. Our ancestors bled, sweated, and died on this
Mhm.
soil. All of them are buried. Look at the Devil's Punch Bowl. 20,000 of our ancestors in mass graves. Now peaches is growing down there. You know, it gets real. Here,
Well, the
take
king
them.
of African American just died. You heard about him, right?
Say what now?
The king of African American just died. You heard about him, right?
No. Oh, yeah. But see, they were saying. I heard a brother say that one of them Pan Africans. They said that they was classifying us as African American in like 1776, something like that. And I'm like, I don't know about that. Like, but he brought up the link though. Like he brought the receipt and it said it. And I'm like, well, even though it wasn't on none of our ancestors' birth certificates or death certificates. So they wasn't classifying us as that at that time. They probably was just saying it was like hearsay, like oh, like how they say Pickaninny or oh, you're African American. You know what I'm saying?
But you can't even go to what is called census records to find the word African American. So that
You know,
word African American was added.
yeah, yeah.
So
You
I
you
don't. I would have had to bulk that. I would have had to bulk that because they've been adding. They would go around adding the word African American into a lot of language.
right, right. You know what I'm sick of too? I'm sick of them putting Afro in front of everything. Afro Latino, Afro African. Like, how can he be an Afro African? I don't like y'all just trying too hard. Just stop. Like, why can't we just be us? See, okay, I'm about to speak it to the camera. My fellow melanated Caribbeaners and Africans. We as black people, black Americans, we just want to be left alone. We want to live a civil life, get money, raise our children, visit each other, visit our ancestors, go on travel trips. We ain't going nowhere to stay or we ain't fleeing because that ain't the American way. We don't do stuff like that. We go somewhere and we might stay for a little while and then come on back home because we know ain't no better place, ain't no place like home. Click your heels. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm asking and what we all are asking is that please stop trying to be us. It's not flattering anymore. It's not. You cosplaying us, it's not flattering anymore. It's irritating. It's irritating because y'all not doing it right. Y'all are imitating the worst of us. The so-called nigger with the hard E, the hard ER, the nigger. You are impersonating them. Impersonate somebody like that, one of our doctors or one of our great leaders or something like that. Impersonate somebody that's positive in our neighborhood. Y'all ain't doing nothing but adding to the white supremacist talking points that all black people ain't shit. And it ain't even us because we ain't on welfare. A lot of us ain't on Section 8. A lot of us out here grinding, trying to get it from the mud and make it happen and go to work. You can't say that we lazy. I remember I was looking at the Cat Williams special and he was like, man, he's like, man, it's time for everybody to stand up. Like, man, everybody got to do their part. It's like, man, the Mexicans and immigrants say, if we ain't picking the vegetables and the fruits, then who go pick them? He was like, I know one thing, niggas ain't never going.
Mute. Your microphone with you.
Can't hear you.
I said, look who our father is. They don't think that we would that he made us in his likeness, and he's great. He's great, and he made us as such. So I understand why a lot of people just on they mess with us. But come on, man, like for real, like we just want our identity back. We want our identity back. We want our land back. We got our God back. We know who our Elohim is. We know who rises the sun on our faces and sets it in our same face. We know who we can call on and ask for help and strength and power. We know that now. Y'all can't take that from us. Y'all can't hide it. The jig is up with that. We know who Yahuwah is. We know who, whatever you want to call him, we know who he is. And we know what he has done for us and what he will do for us. What we want is to live peaceable. We want our identity back. We want our land back. We want to be left the hell alone and everybody to get the hell out. And leave us to our own mischief. Whatever it is we go do, it don't matter. We home. We can do it. We can do it because we here. You know what I'm saying? All we ask is that y'all just go build up y'all homes. Y'all build up y'all lands. Y'all didn't build no America. Y'all didn't build it. The Chinese only the Asians only built like 25 to 30% of the railroads in America. But they didn't build no infrastructure. They didn't build the infrastructure. We did that. We didn't have help. We didn't have help building our land. We had to. It was already built, and then the Pilgrims came in and did whatever they did, and now we here. But I just this is a plea. Like we love y'all. Like we fought for y'all to come over here. All we asking is to stop cosplaying us. If you go do it good. At least imitate us good. Like y'all ain't even imitating us right. Y'all making us look like buffoons. Y'all making us look stupid, man. And we are respectable people, and we a protected class. Y'all don't think we is, but we is. Why is it that Trump is shitting on and talking about everybody in America, even the white folks, except for us? That man ain't had nothing bad to say about us since he been in office. And black folks are sitting here dogging this man out, dogging him out. Why? He ain't said nothing bad about you. He took no job from you. He ain't did nothing for you. Did you? He ain't touched your kids. I don't even think he touched any kids, but that's a hearsay. I don't know. But all I'm saying is that he ain't did nothing bad to us. I can't. I'm still working. Black unemployment ain't went up. They can say it, but they can inflate the. But the thing about it is, we got to understand that the numbers is inflated because of the melanated immigrants. They inflate those numbers. Just like they inflate the EBT numbers, they inflate the sexual numbers, they inflate all the stuff that they say about us, bad about us. These numbers are inflated, and they know that's not us. They say we don't know our fathers, but why is it 19 million orphans in Africa right now? 19 million orphans in Africa right now that don't know their father. But they say we don't know. I know my father. His name was Charles Amos Childs. My grandfather was Bobby Amos Childs. He was born in 1839. I know my lineage. I know my father. I'm not trying to dig at nobody, but stop saying that that's us. When we done came from a lot, y'all. Y'all know we have. Our people used to be crap for real. I can't say that. But we done got better. A newer generation that came in. The silent generation is gone. Rest in peace to our elders and our ancestors. The boomers, a lot of the boomers are gone. Rest in peace to our boomers, to our ancestors. And now it's the X, the millennials, and the Z's. We here. And we all on one accord. We all on one code. And the code is we proud. We proud to be where we from. There's so many of us like, man, we are American. We this, we that. And it's beautiful. It's beautiful to see this happening. All I ask is that we just stop undermining us. Stop trying to get into our politics and undermine everything that we try to do for the advancement of us. Putting these tethers in our faces, trying to cosplay us. Obama, he cosplayed us so good. Man, that man he was the best. That nigga should get an Emmy award for his acting. He acted for 8 years as a black man. And we ate it up. Line and sinker. Hook, line, and sinker. No wonder why they was about to go for Kamala. We just voted a tether in and let him run. King, not just regular tether. He was king tether. That man played us so good and didn't even do nothing for us. But helped the LGBT and made it due process. So when he started deporting people. See, that's what a lot of people ain't know too. He did the NDA, so when he started to deport people, he didn't have to get them due process. Get your ass out of here. Get out of here. That's what he was doing. He set the balls up and knocked them down. Strike, like Al Bundy. Strike. And we sat there and watched it. ICE and everything was on motherfuckers' asses, was on their asses. So as soon as Trump activated them, now it's like, they're bad. They ain't did nothing to us. I mean, I'm just gonna be real. I know it's hard to, like, I know it's kind of messed up to say, but it's truth. It's the truth. We are a protected class and we don't even know. Just like how they try to protect, they said, oh, the Asians is a protected class. Why are they protected class on somebody else's land? Why are they protected? They need to go too. Just go. You know? But I feel like I'm talking too much, y'all. I just had to do that because I see so many of our brothers and sisters have to combat this flat blackness. And it's really killing our nation. It's really killing our nation, killing our people, and it's conflating the numbers. What? I'm busy. You can't get down there. I'm busy. No, go play. Turn that light off in there, please. But yeah. It's like everybody want to, just tether on to things like one brother, mayor of Chicago, he said, man, my mother is Jamaican and my father, he said his father was from somewhere else, but he was born in America. And because he's a first generation acre baby. So because his parents won't be eligible for reparations, he's against it. I said, that's some selfish stuff. Like that, man, these people hate us that much. They do not want to see us win. But they don't. But this is the crazy part. This is why they hate us too, because they've been having to watch us win reparations without anybody helping us. We have won and still winning. Still winning. We just ain't the top yet, but we still win. Just because we ain't the top don't mean we don't win. We got, in America right now, we got over 2 million millionaires, black millionaires. Over 2 million. Over 2 million. We have 23 federally backed and insured banks in America right now. countless of black-owned restaurants and groceries and stores, and we just ain't we had to get it out the mud. They came over here and got it out the check. They got it out of the government, the taxpayer money. I ain't a taxpayer. I refuse to pay taxes while they giving money to immigrants and people that ain't helping and putting towards America. I refuse. They just have to put me in jail. I refuse, man. Like after that 19 million, man, that was a hard blow right there, y'all. That was a hard blow. And then now they finding out that a lot of that money was connected to and sent to El Shabaab in Kenya. Guess who else from Kenya? King Tether. But yeah, man. I mean, so question is, what's the remedy for all this, y'all? What y'all think, other than just praying to the Most High, staying faithful and loyal servants to the Most High? Like, what can we do to combat this flat blackness, other than like delineation? What could we do to combat it? Because it's getting out of hand. It's really getting out of hand, and like everybody is just like they taking their turn spitting on us. Like, and they doing it publicly too, though. That's what hurts the most. They doing it publicly, and our brothers and sisters see it, and they like, yeah, immigrants did it. Man, stop being bootleggers. My people, stop being bootleggers to these immigrants and the white supremacy. White supremacy brought them in here to destroy us and try to disenfranchise us and destroy our neighborhoods, but our neighborhoods still thriving. We still thriving. We still getting married to each other. We still having babies. We still getting money. What y'all got to say about that, white supremacy?
So you want to go first, or?
Huh? I mean, whoever. I was just long with it. My bad, y'all. I ain't even mean to do that.
I want to kind of piggyback off of stuff that you said, right? So even
Your audio,
we don't follow the creator's word. We don't the land because the land was out, right?
hold on.
Out, right? That's scripture. And I wanted to say this.
Your audio going crazy, sis. Yeah, it's like pitching out, like you like kind of. There you go. There you go. Yeah. I don't know. It just sounds like pitching out a lot. Hold on, let me turn you down a little bit. Edit mic settings. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead and talk.
All right. So is this better?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, you got yourself. Let's go.
Okay. So Psalms 106:24 says, "Yet they despise the place of land; they believe not His word." So Israel been despising their land. Any time you don't keep the laws and commandments, you're showing you despise the land, because that's the greatest punishment. But the land is spew us out, right? It throws us out of it. And I wanted to say this too about what you were saying about why the tethers and stuff. Why do they cosplay the negatives about Black Americans, right? But here's the thing.
Yeah.
It was so-called Black Americans' job to teach the other people the laws and commandments. You were supposed to teach them how to serve the Creator, but you didn't teach them how to serve the Creator. So now they're used to imitating you anyway. Because remember, at one time you were the head and not the tail, so they were used to imitating you. So when you switched over to the negatives and the bad, and now they over you, one, you picking up stuff from them, and they still imitating you. They still got it in them to imitate you. But until you return back to teaching them the laws and commandments, and until you get back to your true self, then they're gonna imitate whatever you do. And as far as what you said about, like, is there anything that we can do, like, as far as besides staying faithful to the Creator? I don't know. I think that's the big one, because that's the scripture. Like, That's Deuteronomy 30:1. You got to call to mind and turn back to the Creator, you and your seed. When you do that, because don't forget the Creator hid with these people and brought them over here. So let's be have to also have to keep that in mind too. The Creator brought these people over here as you they punishment for you.
Yeah.
He keeps
Man,
them around. They put the stuff they do is afflicted, but it's in them. They hardwired
right.
to afflict you. That's their job to afflict you and punish you to make you turn back. And I feel like it's so many so-called Black Americans that just don't care. They don't care. They brainwashed. Like you said, they trash Donald Trump. Donald Trump did more for us than Barack Obama did any of these people, right? I mean, even him bringing ICE is a blessing for Black Americans. Like Black people, I mean, I know offense, but like it's some type of craziness. It's like that deep sleep is crazy for you to think that okay, we come from Africa. This ain't our land. This land's stolen land. So yeah, let the
Right.
foreigners come on. That's how you have Black people thinking like, man, the foreigners can be here because the Black man is so busy trying to attack the so-called white man, thinking that's your only enemy to where you think
Yeah.
that the way to attack him is to unite with the foreigners and like, yeah, let the foreigners coming in, but they coming into your neighborhoods. They coming into
Yeah.
your culture. They take that foreigners don't come beefing with the white men. And I don't care what the
Mm-mm.
white men do to foreigners. The foreigners will never look at the white man and see the white man as the enemy. They looking at the Black man. They looking at the American Negro. They looking at you.
Yeah.
They come for you even with Bad Bunny, right? So I'm not with that dude. Like I be saying like that guy, he's a Spaniard, right? But
Yeah.
notice how now it was supposed to be some type of beef between him and Trump, him and the white people, right? But notice how as soon as he performed at the Super Bowl the next day, they started comparing him to Michael Jackson. They started comparing
Right.
him to Kendrick Lamar. They took him and instead of using him to downgrade white America, they used him to downgrade Black America in Black History Month. And they tricked Black people into fighting for Latinos in Black History Month. All I've been seeing
Yep.
is Black
And
people fighting for Latinos.
man, I ain't got it for them, man. They better fight their own battle, man. Don't even come my way. Don't add nobody, none of my people. Don't ask us. Latinos, we love y'all too, but y'all gotta fight white supremacy. See, this the thing. Everybody gotta step up now. That y'all have to tie up y'all, lace up y'all boots, pull up y'all pants, put y'all belts on, and get out there in them trenches. Y'all got to. We done did it for 6, 7. We've been doing it for more than 400 years, y'all. More. Let's just stop with this 400 stuff. We've been doing it for eons. Fighting these crackers. Fighting everybody. All our life, our whole existence has been fight. And we've been winning. So now y'all need to go out there. Y'all see, we don't have to get out here to fight with y'all for y'all to know how to do it. We showed y'all. That's why we say we the blueprint, because we showed y'all how to fight white supremacy. We showed y'all. Y'all didn't want to listen. Y'all, nah, the white man bread is better. White man bread better. The white man pie better, boss. Okay, go over there and eat the white man pie. Cause when he kick you in your ass and he start to deporting y'all, then what? Then y'all wanna that one Mexican lady is like, y'all need to start kissing black ass. Nah, it's too late for that. It's too late. We all want y'all go perk up somebody. Well, y'all go perk up and get up under somebody else's desk. We don't want it. We good. What we want is to be left the hell alone and keep our names out y'all motherfucking mouths. Please keep our names out y'all mouths. Cause we don't, when we in spaces and stuff like this and talking amongst it, we ain't talking about y'all. We talking about big plans where we go do it. Our families checking up with each other. We ain't worried about no immigrant. We ain't worried about one white person. No, y'all don't exist until we see y'all. You know what I'm saying? So stop it. Stop it. Like, we just want to be left alone. What you think, Morah? What you think? You over there quiet, man. I got to get you into this conversation.
Oh, I mean, my thing is this here. Oh, My thing is, y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Y'all hear me? Okay. My thing is this here.
Yep.
Nothing is going to change until we acknowledge our offense. These people are doing what is designed by the Creator to do against us. When the Bible says that we're going to be the tail and they're going to be the head, we're going to be the bottom, they're going to be the top, that is prophecy. All this stuff is reversible.
Real spit.
All this stuff is reversible. But the question is, are we ready and are we willing to reverse?
Right.
Because, I mean, think about it. Just real quick, and I'm going to land my plane. If we got all this information that these people had lied to us educational-wise, why haven't nobody brought a lawsuit? Why are we still paying taxes to the Internal Revenue Service?
That is deep. Why?
Why are we still allowing our children to learn a lot in school?
That is crazy. That is a good answer.
Why we keep allowing these people to continue the cosplay in our faith when we realize the truth? That's why the Bible says it's only going to be a remnant
before it get better.
Yeah. Well, it's just showing you the remnant. Yeah. It's going to be a remnant.
Yeah, man.
It's a remnant. It's not going all Israel's not going to make it.
Right. That's a deep question, man. Hey, if anybody on the recording on here watching this wanna answer that question, drop your answer in the comments, man. Because like we really we got some questions that need to be answered. I mean, at least I know I do. Like, but definitely, bro. Go ahead. I'm my bad for cutting you off, bro.
No, you're right. You good. But that's just my point. You know, we still haven't yet made it to the point where we can actually literally take back the lineage that these people stole. Because we realize, like the sister said earlier, the Canaanites was controlling the slave trade. So if they controlled the slave trade, then who was controlling the miseducation? Was it the same people or was it the white man? Because according to Genesis 9:27, the Canaanites going to be working for Japheth.
Right.
So that means people that look like us is the actual corporate of this whole thing.
I remember her brother was telling me, like, man, he's like, man, Africans ain't your enemy, this and this and that, man. They here to help. I said, yeah, that's what the Israelites thought before when we went down in Egypt. That's what we thought before when we was messing with them Egyptians. We thought they was here to help. They wasn't. Like I said, I don't got nothing against them, man. They need to stop acting like they didn't come from a third world country. Let's just be real. That's what y'all need to stop acting like. Like, I know it take a lot to get over here to America. I know it do. But after that, that's all like, it ain't like y'all advancing or y'all doing better than anybody that's over here already. Like, y'all just need to humble yourselves, man. A lot of them need to humble themselves, and it's a lot of them. I done met some cool ass Africans, like man, especially South Africans. South Africans are the Negroes of Africa. They are the Negroes of Africa, like, because they are dealing with immigrants, and the Nigerians don't nobody like Nigerians, man, for some odd reason. I don't know why. They cool people, but don't nobody really in Africa like them. Like, and it's crazy because when you see like you get on certain like panels, TikTok panels with them, or do you get on their lives on their YouTube and they be doing lives? They be talking about each other like horribly, like, but then like they got all this smoke for all these melanated people, but not the white man. Why is it that they all got smoke for us, but not the white man, not the one that they came in destabilized your country, when we know who really
White man never
destabilized.
a slave.
Yeah, like they ain't got no smoke for them. Like they got smoke for us though. Like and like I said, the whole world done seen us like put belt to ass, foot to ass to the white man. Like I think we the only ones that ain't scared to fight back. I know our brothers down in Venezuela and all that, and Brazil, they get buck. Shit, they get buck in a minute. You go to the favelas, man. Shit, you ain't the right person, right color. You ain't even up out of that joint. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I definitely it's crazy because we got 3 more years of Trump, and then after that, it's like, well, then what? You know what I'm saying? Like, hopefully he get it. He clean it up enough to where, we just gotta fight this white supremacy, because it's tired, man. We've been fighting white supremacy, and now we gotta fight them immigrants too. Like, man, come on. Like, when did we? All my life I had to fight. Like, that is not. It does not have to be the definition of us. Like, struggle and fight. No, we are happy people, man. We are happy people. We are oppressed people where we happy, and we caring and we loving. We patient. Like, we have a lot of good traits about us, man. Like, and a lot of other people take advantage of that because of those traits, and because our Father commanded us to be good to people. Like, you know what I'm saying? He told us to be good to people, like, and we was naturally like that, because look at Father Abraham. We was naturally like that, but it's just crazy that now in 2026, it's like, man, everybody hate our damn guts even more than they hated our guts 10 years ago. Like, they always hate our guts, but it seems like it's at an all-time high now, y'all. Like, haven't y'all noticed that though? Like, it's at an all-time high. Like, and we ain't even did nothing to nobody. We just trying to live our lives. Like, how can people be hated that's just trying to live their life and not fucking with nobody? Do y'all understand that? I don't understand it. Like, I know it's a part of our curse, but man, that sucks. It really do.
From what I can see, they can see the time is ticking. Like, from what I can see, so basically, they've been coming in waves over here over the decades, right? But now that they're over here and they're in numbers, right? So they're over here now, they're in numbers, and they're realizing everything it is that could be done has already been accomplished and done. Everything musically. Like, Black Americans, so-called Black Americans have set the bar and established every single thing. So it's nothing for them to establish. It's nothing for them to do. It's nothing for them to create. It's nothing for them to be known for, right? So now it's like, well, dang, we can't find a way in. Y'all done everything. Like you talked about earlier, y'all built all the infrastructure. Y'all are the culture. You created all the culture, right?
Right.
So now it's like, well, what can we do to be, it's like they want a chance to be Black. They think being Black is just like a title or a position, like a job. And they're like, it's our turn. But they got over here now, they realizing it'll never be their turn. It's nothing they can do to make an impact. It's nothing they can do to be known. So it's like, well, you know what? We can't do nothing. Let's write ourselves into your history. Let's take your history. That's why you get the Fat Joes and all those people, right? Oh, well, we was in hip hop with y'all. We was right here beside y'all. We did these things with y'all, right? That's why you have now the Jamaicans trying to take credit for hip hop. That's why you have now, when really hip hop, James Brown was rapping. And even the dance moves they were doing back in the day, all of those dance moves were originated from down south. And the southern artists were moving up north. You know what I'm saying? So like the hip hop was really created down south, most of the elements of hip hop, but it was monetized and put together up north. And then they bring
Mm,
all the immigrants up north to the immigration ports. Then when they get there, they're like, now they want to take credit for hip hop started here. But that's because they don't realize all the elements of hip hop was down south. So
right,
that's pretty much what it is. They want to write themselves into your history because they realize that you done created all the history. They can't make any
right.
more history.
Mm, that's deep. Yeah, they haven't contributed nothing to. And if you ask one of them what was our history before 1885, they just be shook, like they don't even know. Hey, they can't even tell you their ancestors or where their ancestors are buried. Half of them come over here, and when they first get here, that's when they get a birth certificate. And then it's a big joke going around about they call them January 1st babies because all their birthdays is on January the 1st. Like, that's what I have never seen it. Like, but this is a joke people be talking about. I don't think it's true, but it's a joke. Like, but I do know that they don't be having birth certificates. Like, a lot of them, not not the Caribbeaners, because the Caribbeaners come over here with birth certificates and all that stuff. It be them Africans. Like, how is it that the motherland? This is supposed to be the motherland. The motherland, rich in resources, rich in everything, and it looks like this, and it's like that. They don't have no infrastructure. They don't even have a census. They just started a census in 1950 or something like that. We had censuses in 1500. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I once again, disclaimer: we don't have any issues with Africans or Caribbeaners. We don't. We just have to understand that y'all need to stop cosplaying us, for real. It was a good build, and definitely, sis. I definitely enjoy your scholarship. See, the brother dropped out. His phone must have went dead or something like that. But I appreciate you coming on, sharing a little bit more of your knowledge and a little bit more of what you know and what you have learned. Like, because we need more people to bring the awareness to what's going on and what has been going on with our people. So, anything else you want to say before we go ahead and cut out, sis?
Yeah, so like I am driving, but I mean, if you don't mind, like just one day in the future, have a song because like it's a lot of scriptures that we can show you describing like the land, the animals, and even going more into that whole Tyree situation with the world trade to show you like we can compare and show you Africa's history versus America history in terms of like the promised land and like the scriptures that I gave y'all about the Jordan being well watered and these places being well watered. If you go look
Yeah.
up like those places in the Middle East and Africa, they have their water scarce. The most water scarce places in the world are North Africa and the Middle East, the places that they say are supposed to be the promised land. They don't fit the
Mm.
description at all. We can show you where corn originated in America. Like we can show you
Oh,
scripturally, you know what I'm saying, the trees and all this stuff, the animals were
right.
Americanized animals from the lions, from the bears, all these things, like the scriptures, they were American
Right.
animals. So just like in the future one day, if you want to ever like, chop that up. I don't know, I think his phone did go out or something. He probably come
Nah,
back in, but there you go.
yeah. But yeah, definitely. So this is part one of our series, the Indigenous series, Spit Your Truth podcast, the Indigenous series, part one. And yeah, I definitely gotta have.
What did I miss? I got knocked out.
I think your mic went mute. V, I think your mic went mute.
Oh man, I don't know how that be happening, right? Like it just be muting by itself for some odd reason. But nah, we was just she was just I was just like we was just getting the last little thoughts off, and before we cut and run. You got anything you want to say, Morah? Before we let the people not see my face anymore, my ugly face.
I appreciate you inviting us, and hopefully we can do this again, chop it up again, to get it a little bit more deep than what we did this day. It's just, and I appreciate Sister Falso coming on as well, Sister Latoria G.
Toya, I'm gonna just say Toya because I for some odd reason I cannot roll my R. I don't know, but for some odd reason this is messing up. But Sister Latoya G, Toya G, I appreciate you, brother Morah Yaqob. This is your boy Abia, Picture Truth Podcast, and this is the indigenous edition series, verse 1, chapter 1, episode 1, whatever you want to call it. This the first one. Y'all go get many more, and we go give y'all these jewels. Y'all go get them, and if you don't like it, then try to get in the comments and refute, but make sure you bring your receipts. If you want to come up, get in the comments. We'll get you up on the next one, and you can get up here and try to refute what we saying. We ain't gonna debate, but because it really ain't. You can't really debate with truth and facts. But just bring your receipts. If you Pan Africans, whoever, bring your receipts. Come on up and let's talk about this. Let's have a conversation. We love y'all. Peace.
Peace.